Okay. Okay, I can. My video is not working, so I don't know. I cannot get.
It's okay. It's all right. Don't worry.
Hershey, when you hear all these things and your awareness wakes up and you see yourself with all these uh, unwanted desires and feelings like keep arising, and it's like nonstop. I mean, I'm so aware that I see it, but I can keep saying, yes, I will commit to following the value-based life, this and that. But when the time for action comes, I feel always, I'm always falling. I mean, I'm not able to literally act upon the values that I have conviction in my heart. I feel a failure. I feel, how can I get out of it? Detachment is of the ego, but the ego is so strong, so rooted that I'm always beaten by the ego in me. And that is my very sadness. I deal with that every day, like why I'm not pursuing and living in that constant awareness and acting upon it, rather than I'm always drawn downwards by my ego forces like anger, jealousy, greed, or desire or want. All these things are my own defeater in me, in my path of my spiritual journey. And that's why I've been reflecting a lot about, like, how do I don't even know. I know right from wrong, but my own within me, there is not a strong conviction to the truth. It's more towards the worldly matter. So I wanted that little bit explanation and help over there.
Yeah, Neetu, you are not the only one. I'm sure this is most of us feel this way from time to time. In this same chapter, Lord Krishna is going to answer your question.
Okay.
In the same chapter. That's why I just didn't want to go through in a rush today, finish up this chapter. Okay. So he talks about it. I look at it like a scheme. He gives us like a guidelines how to control your ego.
Okay.
How to develop yourself. So if you can wait until next week. Right now, what I would say, at our age group now, because we are kind of above 50, above 60 also, some of us.
Yeah.
Got to learn to simplify our life.
Okay.
Simpler the life, easier to get hold of our ego. Because otherwise, if we are just rush, then it's very hard to get hold of it. And then daily practice, where we pray also, I'm sure you do. And then actually, we are supposed to pray twice a day, morning and evening. Okay, that's a 2 yes. And then spend some time in studying of the scriptures every single day.
Okay.
Simplification of our other things, cooking, cleaning, rest of the things, shopping, all that stuff, we got to simplify it. More time for this. Because ego is very subtle.
Yeah.
Subtler the thing, more pervasive it is.
Okay.
More pervasive means it's very strong. So when the enemy is so strong, we got to make sure that we have all the weapons to catch it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why simpler life will help us.
Okay. So simpler life means like what you're saying, like I am much more in a lot of silence and simpler, just a regular routine, not much of social activities also. And that's where my silence is, where my awareness is even arising more and more, these vikara in me. And I'm like observing it. And then I'm like feeling like powerless and feeling alone. That's the word you said.
But you should not feel powerless. It's good to know our vikaras. So vikar means all kinds of flaws which come or modifications which come if somebody doesn't understand what vikar is. So you are aware of it, but awareness does not mean that you become disheartened.
Okay.
Awareness, we got to, because, hey, there is a great power inside you.
Yeah.
That power is the power of the soul.
Oh.
That is the power of God. You got to
see.
recognize that also. That's why meditation is important. In meditation, we become aware of our real identity.
I see.
Ego is not, no amount of ego is stronger than the soul.
Okay.
So we got to, this is what he's going to tell us towards the end of
It
this
feels
chapter.
right now, you know, because you are in the middle, you are in the world and not of the world, and so you are like constantly like I feel like I've been pulled by the prakriti, and then I'm also having this conscious, like you're in the middle, you're neither here nor there, and I want to be on the one side of the truth, but I'm always like feeling like, you know, rope pulling me and drawing me down in my own path, and it's like my own journey of the own Mahabharata is constantly going on inside.
Yeah, definitely. This Mahabharata is going on in all of us, but we got to learn. We are almost like in the water. This Maya, this nature, Prakriti is
Uh-huh.
called it water, and we are
Yeah,
swimming in it. So we got
I
to learn how to swim, not to drown into it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
knowledge of this is needed. Definitely, this Prakriti is strong, but it's not stronger than who we are.
Okay, thank
There's
you.
nothing stronger than God. That means we are part of God. We got
That
to
assurance.
recognize that. We got to experience that. First, we understand it theoretically, then we meditate on it, then we experience it.
Yeah, but it's like a digging well. It's never ending. Sanskara, old sanskaras are constantly arising. It's like never ending. It's like I'm like watching
No.
Ishta,
This
but
is what, yeah, no, Neetu, this is through Karam Yoga. It does end. We got to learn
okay,
that. Okay, so this is what we are learning in Bhagavad Gita.
okay, okay,
Okay,
okay,
so it's not that it's never ending. That's why he gives the examples of a King Janaka. So he gives the
okay.
example of himself. He gives so many examples throughout Bhagavad Gita that it can be ended.
I see. Okay.
We can live a life of a yogi where we don't drown, we just
Yeah.
swim in this Maya.
Okay. Okay.
Okay? So we got to have faith in ourselves. See, faith in three things is very important.
Uh-huh.
Want to attain perfection. Faith in ourselves that I can do it.
Okay.
Faith in the scripture which we are studying right now, like a Bhagavad Gita. Faith in that.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell you, never put this Bhagavad Gita on the floor.
Okay.
Give respect to it.
Yeah.
The words of the God. So have faith in it. And the third thing, faith in your Guru also.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Thank.
So these three
Yeah.
faiths, if we have it, we can conquer any obstacle.
I need your strength of the faith and self-trust. That's what I'm
Yes,
not.
self-trust we need to, because if we right away if we say we cannot do it, of course we won't do it then.
Okay.
We can't even cook a good meal if we don't have a faith in ourselves.
Yeah.
If I'm cooking something and I say, my God, I'm a lousy cook, I'm gonna burn my hands or burn something, I'll definitely burn.
Okay.
You got to have faith. Stay positive, have faith.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you. Yeah. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Yes, Alka.
Hershji, can you please repeat 5 kinds of yoga? We talked about Bhoot Yoga, Brahm Yoga, those 5 you talked about.
Yagya, not yoga. Yagya.
Sorry.
So these are like a 5 yagya.
Yes.
Like a 5 kind of actions where we are helping others. In other words, if it's not like a sitting down and doing the Havan yagya, no.
Okay.
Dev yagya. That means taking care of the environment. Which people, younger people these days, they are very big on it. Right?
Yes.
Dev yagya. Then the Brahm yagya.
Yes.
Okay, Brahm yagya, there's a Rishi yagya, like we got to understand God. And how do we understand God? Brahm means God. Studying the scriptures and all that. Praying to God, worshipping God, recognizing the presence of God. Brahm yagya. Then Pitri yagya, the parents who brought us into this human form, taking care of them at the time of the need. Serving your parents, respecting your parents. Pitri yagya. And not just the parents, but the ancestors. See, that's why in Hinduism, there's a 15 days of memorial days for the ancestors also. Paying our respect, our tribute to all those ancestors, whether we know their names or not, respecting them. Pitri Yagya. Then Nar Yagya, anybody who comes to our house, see God in them. Nar Yagya. Nar means human being. There's a God in all of us. And then Bhut Yagya. The other Bhut Prani, the animals, the plants, the birds. I'm sure when you were little, even these days I see people putting water and the seeds for the birds.
Thank you, Herji. And also you said like a definition of Karma Yoga is how to do actions to wash away.
Yes, Karam Yoga is how to wash away your old impressions.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you are doing your actions, your duties, selflessly, skillfully, and lovingly, because there are certain desires we have or certain impressions we are born with. When we live a life as a Karam Yogi, we are washing away our Chitta. Okay, Karam Yoga. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Herji.
Yes, Alka. Anybody else? Any question? So this was almost because I did want to go through these some of the verses with you. English though, not in Sanskrit today, because in this class we won't be going through the Sanskrit verses. But I want you to understand the sequence of all this, what he's talking about. And we'll start from here, where he uses the word Lok Sangrah. This is a verse number 25, actually, where I stopped. So if you want to just study up to that point, and then skim through the rest of it also, and then next week we'll definitely have a bigger discussion also. So we'll be spending, on some chapters, we'll be spending 2 Saturdays or 2 hours. Okay. I think Nishta has a question. Yes, Nishta.
Hanji, namaste, Hershji.
Namaste.
I wanted to ask you, within this particular chapter, many times, or even within the Gita, they say, we don't focus on the goal, focus on the. I'm always confused about whether goal setting is included in here, or is it no goal setting, just keep on doing your karam? What is your thought on that?
Okay, my thought is when you're planning something, at that time your planning is how you are going to do your action, how you are going to approach that particular problem. So you can think about goal at that time. See, like you want to make certain dish. It's okay to think about it, how it's going to be. But while you are doing it, do not be obsessed about the goal. When you are doing something, just focus, put your 100% energy into doing it. The fruit will come when your action is right. So he's not saying that do not worry about the goal. Okay, there's a time to plan for the goal. That's a planning time. When execution time is only executing that action. Is that clear, Nishta?
Hanji, thank you.
Yeah. So it's not that we should just shoot the arrow in the dark. Okay, when you're shooting the arrow, think about where you're shooting. Is that the place you want to shoot? Think about it. And when you're shooting, do not worry about that. Oh my God, how about if I miss? Otherwise, anxiety comes, stress comes. Okay? So that's what he's telling us.
Thank you,
So
Hershji.
definitely live a life well planned. See, like this is a goal. We want to understand this. What Lord Krishna is telling us, that is a goal. But if we constantly keep on churning about, oh my God, I'm not going to understand, it's too deep, then we are worried about that goal. That anxiety itself will not let us understand this. Okay? So because anxiety, the stress, it just keeps us, like our mind keeps on shaking. We need a one-pointed mind. And one-pointed mind can be attained the way he tells us. Okay. So anybody else? Good questions. I think some of these clarifications are needed. And these questions should come in our mind if we are studying it properly. Anybody else?
We always talk of one-pointed, single-pointed concentration on one goal or one point. But like I'm focused on studying Gita and apply as much as I can, because I'm more of a Karam yogi than anything else. And I'm not so much into rituals because my family doesn't come along with me for the rituals. But I do attend some of the yagnas at the temple, and I just enjoy watching the way people believe in the yagnas. But single-pointed concentration, to forget the whole world and concentrate, requires a very different environment. I can achieve a lot if I am on vacation, sitting by the beach. I can think more creatively and everything, but not at home. So I can't always be sitting on the beach or the sand or out. So how to really get the single pointedness at home is sometimes.
We got to create, whether we believe in rituals or not, there should be some dedicated area in our house. According to, the philosophy of Vedas, or if you want to call it a Hindu's way of living, part of the house, whether it's a room or a corner, for God. We have bedrooms and the dining rooms and the bathrooms and guest rooms and children's room. One room, or if you don't have a big enough room, at least one corner of the room should be dedicated. Then what happens is, when you go there, whether you want to read there or whether you want to do some worship there, or if you want to meditate there, you will see that it's like that environment itself is very conducive for your growth. It's just like when you go into the kitchen, right away you know you're ready to cook. When you're going to the bathroom, you wash yourself, clean yourself, right? When we go into our bedroom, we want to sleep. So the same thing should happen, the little area in your house, or a big area in your house, where you go there, sit, and very easily you can feel that same kind of a concentration. Okay, one-pointed concentration. So I think this we need to cultivate. We need to pay some attention to it. It's very important. Because ultimate, the future journey is with the mind. We cannot take our vacation spots or our vacation homes with us, but our mind is going to go with us. So we got to have a control of our mind. And this is something we do for our mind in that corner of our house, or that room where we have given it to God. Call it a God room. God has given us beautiful homes, beautiful things. Can't we give some part of our house to God? In our guest rooms, how many times guests come and sleep there? God will be residing there. You'll feel the presence of God, I'm telling you. Every time you pass that room, your head will bend down. You will see the God in that room. You have to put some flowers there. Instead of putting the flowers for the guests, put the fresh flowers for God. Offer some food to God. Keep the water over there. Drink that water with those vibrations of God. Feel the presence of God in your home. This is a beautiful system or a scheme our rishis have told us. Sure, there are temples, beautiful temples. Go there, visit them, but make our home into a temple. Then it becomes very easy to concentrate. Okay, rituals, whether we do long rituals or not, doesn't matter. Some people enjoy that. That's why Bhagavad Gita gives us so much freedom. If you want to do rituals, fine. But even if you want to just do what you are doing and dedicate it to God, that becomes a yajna. We'll see that in next chapter. And Urmil, you know that. Urmil has the answers to all these questions. I think she asks these questions for our benefit.
I want to have a perfect answer. I am still imperfect.
No, you all know Urmil has written a beautiful Gita book. So she knows it all.
No,
So
but
thank you.
every day is more learning and deep.
Yes.
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 We don't
Yes, we are all learning and we got to keep on learning. Definitely. We got to keep on learning. Every time I teach you guys, I learn more.
and even
So
though
this
I
is-
written to practice being away from the family, and of course I enjoy my focus time at night from 10 to 12. I love it every day.
Yeah,
But
no, definitely. We got to, but you know, those yajnas which Vedas mentioned, those Panch Yajna, Panch Mahayajna, they are not, we don't have to run away. Those are all for the householders. We can practice right in the middle of everybody. He said, when the guests come, Nara Yajna. When the birds you see, feed them, the Bhut Yajna. When you're taking care of your parents, Pitri Yajna. So all these yajnas we are doing while living a householder's life.
Yeah.
So we got to just only change the motive behind our actions. Motive. The selfishness should be erased. Instead of selfishness, selflessness. If you just replace that, everything becomes beautiful.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody else? So 11:30. So is Kamala there to sing a bhajan today?
I'm here.
Okay, Kamala.